They had launched
in a roundtable bringing together humanitarian organizations, affected communities and non-state actors. The rallying call was for the global north, who are the highest emitters of greenhouse gases, to step up to the plate and pay the debt owed to African nations. A continent that continues to groan under the burden of exacerbated climatic conditions. The push for funds that would help Africa alleviate the effects of climate change that have seemingly worsened in the past few years. The Oxfam report shows that despite being directly responsible for the worsening climate crisis in Africa, rich nations only met 2% of the financial obligations.
Leaders meet in Paris, COP21. They meet in Malabo 2014. They take commitments. And for us, it's really about fulfill your own commitments. We're not asking for the moon. We're not asking for new commitments. We're blaming you or holding you accountable for not holding up to your commitments.
They really not laws as such that you can hold someone against. I think these agreements, these international agreements that must be abided by. But the question would be then how much of the existing support mechanisms in form of the global financing that is already in place percolates down to the community level. And so far, from my readings, about 2%, which is basically negligible.
This year, East Africa and the Horn of Africa regions have been battling an unrelenting drought that has left over 20 million people facing acute food shortage. The region has experienced an unprecedented 5 consecutive failed rainy seasons. The communities that are predominantly pastoralists have experienced catastrophic impacts of climate change that has seen thousands of livestock die, children facing severe malnutrition, and inter-clan conflict breaking out due to depressed resources. Climate activists now want stakeholders to move the discussions around climate change from boardrooms and take it to the grassroots level where the impact is more tangible.
The money which we want, and that is what this summit should do, is to ensure that we support these people rather than coming with the US with a technology which is not going to fit to these people, and that is why this policy implementation is failing. The problem which we have at global level is that they are driving big utopian, lofty ideas which are not consistent with the people. And these people you are seeing here in this conference have the solutions.
All the narratives that are here is a blame game where we want to point fingers at others who we blame the atrocities for. And to some extent, rightfully so, because of our carbon footprint globally is about less than 4, maybe 3.4 or 5%.
African leaders attending the African Climate Week and the Climate Summit are seeking to secure long-lasting climate action that will safeguard the continent's food systems as well as communities suffering from the effects of climate change. Mary Mwoki, Citizen TV.